Welcome back. 3J's Pest Control Services and Supplies launched its operation in Bimini a few years ago and is now here in Nassau, specializing in residential and corporate pest control. Here to tell us about his business success is Oslien Jadorte, owner 3J's Pest Control Service and Supplies. Thank you for joining us and welcome to Opposite Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, Mark. How are you? Thank you for having me, man.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I was going to say thank you for being up there early, but I'm sure in your line of work, you up before the sunrise working, right?
Absolutely, all the time.
That's great. So tell us how you got started in Bimini with your business.
Okay, well, in June, it was in 2014. Um, I started off working with the Department of Environmental Health, and we are kind of in line with the pest control industry, but environmental health doesn't really cover pest control to that extent. And then I realized that there was well, first of all, I always wanted to have my own business. That's
Mhm.
always a goal or a dream of mine. And when I was trying to figure out what business I wanted to go into, um, it was only fitting and it was only right to go into something that I was already skilled at or had a little bit of knowledge of. And
Yes.
so I decided, let me just go into pest control because on Bimini at the time, there was a need for it. So what I decided to do, let me get myself certified. So I went to the University of Florida to get some
Okay.
certification and some more training in the field of pest control. And so in 2014, 3J's Pest Control was born.
That's perfect. That's such a great story. Like you said, use what you got to get what you want. So you have certain skill set and you decided to just build on that to grow your business. So tell us about your full range of services that you offer.
Okay, well, I offer residential and commercial pest control services, and I also am in the sales of some of the products like rat poison, some powders for roaches, fly bait, things of that nature. Um, but yeah, we do treatment for most of the general household pests like
Mhm.
roaches, rats, ants, flies. Um, and also right now, I'm literally talking to you from Florida right now as we speak, because I'm here for a
Wow.
training in termite
Right.
treatment because that's a big need that we have in the Bahamas because termites we it's like we basically squatting on their land in the Bahamas because they are
Yeah.
all over the place, man. And I just want to make sure that my skills are sharp enough to make sure treat my customers the way they need to be treated.
That's awesome. Continual training, continual self-development is good for anyone, especially an entrepreneur and someone running their own business and in a technical field like you are. So tell us, what is your business philosophy? Like, why do you do what you do?
Well, believe it or not, I have always, from I was young, was always in the service industry. My first job I got when I was 13 years old, working as a busboy, eventually a waiter. I've always been in the service-based industry. Like I mentioned though, for me personally, my philosophy is this: if you can do it, if you can do it for free for someone, that probably means you're called to do it. And
Mhm.
so that doesn't mean all my services are free, but I'm the type of
Let me
person that
write this number down quick.
uh, I'm willing to work with the customer. I'm not a person that, if the money ain't right, I won't serve. So I've always been interested in serving others. So I just love my field. I'm a teacher by nature, and I love to explain, the intricacies of pest control and what it takes to get rid of them. So by nature, I love to teach and I love to kind of like share my knowledge. And also by nature, I love to serve. So those two things go hand in hand for me.
That's awesome, man. I'm sure many of your friends, associates, those who've known you throughout the years have been blessed to experience that service, that teacher that's inside of you, and that's just really good to hear. So COVID-19, affected any number or all businesses in the country. Did it have an impact on your business?
To an extent, yes, but not really. It's funny, like I mentioned, because I'm not only my business is kind of multifaceted. I can do from the service aspect of it, but also from the sales aspect of it. And one of the things I learned early is you go into a business that the needs will never go away just because something comes up. For instance, I don't care if another pandemic wave hits, people gonna need you to come and treat roaches and rats in their backyards and in their homes. Or even if they don't call you to serve them or to come and treat, like, for instance, remember we were in lockdown basically all of 2020. So you couldn't come to people's home, but that doesn't mean they didn't still need the products so
Right.
they can treat it themselves. So to an extent, it did. I was not able to move as much from one island to the next, but I was still in demand, at least for the products, for the most part.
Well, that's good. I'm sure people spending more time at home started to notice a few more things around. Maybe notice that
Yeah.
roach getting around or that termite waste that's there in that cupboard. So I'm glad to hear that your business was able to maintain itself and last throughout this pandemic. So tell us about how the Access Accelerator helped you to expand your business.
Oh man, listen, I love talking about Access Accelerator because now, like I mentioned, in 2014 is when I started the business on my own, from out of my own pocket, with little to no resources when I first got started. And right around 2019 was when I began to see, some advertisements for them, giving grants to the general public or persons who had their own business, already existing businesses, and also persons who had startups. And I reached out to them, man, and they were very, very helpful, man. They were very helpful. So 2019 was when I first reached out to them. But of course, Dorian impacted Grand Bahama and Abaco, and eventually it really impacted everyone because those two major islands, because they were affected, that kind of slowed down operations around the whole country. But then, they always stayed in contact with me, whether it's information they needed about myself, the business, and eventually in 2020 they came through, and I got the grant, and right now I'm being blessed as a result.
That's such an amazing story. And we keep hearing these stories of how the Access Accelerator has really made entrepreneurship so much easier, or just help to facilitate the process, whether it's through advice, counseling, coaching, or connecting you with potential donors and funders. It's really seen to be a blessing for a number of entrepreneurs in the country, and just really an awesome program. So tell us, as we wrap up, tell us one quick thing you love about being an entrepreneur, and then tell us how we can reach you.
Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, I was always in the service industry first and foremost. I love to serve my customers. You get a chance to meet new people. Um, you get a chance to share your knowledge, and of course, you're more and more climbing up that ladder of independence where you can kind of truly just do what you need to do whenever you need to do it, travel when you want. But it's a great and it's a fulfilling and independent feeling to have your own business, man. So I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. So I am grateful for the Access Accelerator for at least, helping me in fulfilling my dreams to become my own company owner. And so it's easy to find me. You can find myself, my company, 3J's Pest Control on Facebook. My number is 473-0707. So if you need any services or listen, just give us a call, man.
Definitely going to give you a call, my brother. I really love your story. I love that you started in Bimini and you came to Nassau to take Nassau by storm. I love that, man. So Oslien Jadorte, owner of 3J's Pest Control Service and Supplies, I'd like to thank you for coming on Bahamas at Sunrise, talking about your business and the Access Accelerator. We appreciate you coming on this morning.
Once again, thank you for having me. Good morning, Bahamas.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.